Welcome to part 3 of our speaking exam preparation. In this section, you're going to receive a mind map. Okay, some people call it a spider drawing. I quite like that term. Okay, in your mind map, you're going to have a central point with a question, and then linked parts around that with different key words, different key observations. What you have to do here is answering the question, look at all the keywords and use them in your answer. Right, so the question is on the paper that you receive, the first one. You'll discuss that for 2 minutes, okay, with your partner in the exam, the other person also preparing for their certificate. The second question is going to come from the examiner. It will be a follow-up question based on what you have just discussed for 2 minutes. Very often in this second question, they are going to ask you almost to summarize, but they're going to ask you what you think is the best way to do it. What you think would be the easiest way of changing someone's lifestyle, someone's eating habits. What do you think is the most stressful job? So we're going to focus on always these hyperboles. The best, the easiest, the most. This is what you need to answer in the second part of the discussion. So the first part now, with the first 2 minutes, looking at our mind map. Again, many of my students start by taking each key point and then trying to speak about each one individually. You will find you will go way longer than 2 minutes. Okay, it cannot be done this way. It's not the most efficient way. Right. Again, like we did in the previous one, part 2, comparing, link points together. Okay. If there are 2 things that are about health, maybe exercise and sleep, you could combine that. Both of these are good, healthy practices to follow. Eat right, exercise regularly, and join those 2 together. Use your linking words. Okay, so don't take each individual topic, each keyword, and try and describe it on its own. Combine some, join them together. The very important thing to remember here in this section is that you're working with your partner. So don't just talk all the time yourself. You need to say sleeping patterns and a healthy diet. These are both very important for a healthy lifestyle. What do you think? And include your partner. Ask them questions. Ask what their opinion is. Okay. Talk about another key point and say, I think this is vitally important if we want to have a balanced lifestyle and ensure that we achieve the best from life. This is one that we really must take care of in our day-to-day lives. Do you agree? Include your partner. This is all about collaboration, working together. Yeah. That 2-minute discussion in the beginning, discussion, is between you and your partner. Okay? They are going to speak as well. So you don't have to talk for 2 minutes, but you have to maybe keep the conversation going. Keep passing questions to them. You might get someone who is very nervous. Perhaps they're really struggling to get even a sentence out. It's okay. They are testing you individually, even though you are sitting there together. So just by trying to encourage them, trying to include them, asking them questions, what do you think? Do you agree? You are doing your part in this collaboration. If your poor partner is like a deer in headlights, it does happen, unfortunately. You can only try, but as long as you keep speaking, analyzing the keywords, and again, don't talk about each one individually, link them. Okay, talk about how they work together. If there's one that's particularly a standalone point, that's fine. Okay, talk about it on its own briefly. What do you think? And then link some others so that you don't speak for too long on each point. Combine them. Think about your culture, your country. Is there something in particular that you eat? Okay, you could mention that in your answer. Is it the same for you? Okay, include them. Right. And then in the second question, when the examiner is going to ask you 1 point, what is the worst dietary habit that people have in South Africa? Okay, for example, look for the worst. Okay, don't answer, obviously, just in your first sentence. Talk about, okay, we do love our Coca-Cola. Perhaps we eat too much chocolate. But we're very much outdoor people. We love to be outside. We love to barbecue. We're, I would say, surprisingly healthy because people love to walk, love to jog. There's always sunshine here, pretty much. So we're very much outside people, healthy people. The worst part for me would be perhaps that we like our food very much. So perhaps we do, in the hot climate here, drink too many fizzy cold drinks. And that would be your answer. And again, include your partner. What's it like in your country?